Well, hello and welcome to my channel where we're chaotic and crafty and we spend too much money at the thrift store because we have issues with impulse control. So about a month ago, I said I was going to do a Q&A and I had you guys send me questions and I never got around to it. Because to be honest, Q&As are fun, but they don't do too well in the algorithm and your girl was trying to get more monies and sponsors. But I did promise this. Y'all asked me some really good questions. So here we go. And for those who are uninitiated who just clicked on this out of curiosity and don't know who the hell I am, my name is Scotty, except that's not my real name. I'm a mystery. My dog Poppy is here, but she's off screen, she's on the bed. And I suppose this is for people who are nosy, who want to know more about me and my life. But also, it's not all about me because you guys also asked me some questions about thrifting, Ren Fairs, putting together aesthetic outfits, and things of that sort. So I will try to cover everything that you guys asked me, or at least as much as I can fit into this video. So the first question, see, I'm organized. I got screenshots. The first question that I wanted to answer is, would you ever consider moving out of California? You can tell that I asked for these questions before I announced that we moved. So in case you missed a chapter, my family used to live in Sacramento, California. However, in December, we moved to Colorado. We are kind of in the Colorado Springs area, but we're just kind of in an apartment for now until we find a house. And we're gonna be going in and buying an actual house. For 3 adults right now, going to be 4 possibly in the summertime. And then the second question right after that is, are you somewhere better now? That was my friend Jacqueline. Yes, we really love Colorado. In fact, I'm going to use these questions as a bit of a segue to talk about what my thoughts are so far living here. I mentioned this in a previous video that there's a lot more like nerdy fantasy adjacent stuff here. We've run into so many game stores like tabletop games, fantasy inspired cafes and things like that. So it's been really fun just exploring and finding new places. And I've also done some thrifting videos. If you guys haven't seen that, check that out. I've found some really amazing stuff while thrifting. The prices, not so great. I've also learned a lot about high elevation and dry air. If you guys want a whole video about my takeaways of living in Colorado from an outsider perspective, because I know like if you grew up here, if you've lived here a long time, you might like take certain things for granted. So I don't know if that's a video you guys want. I don't even know if that'd be interesting, niche enough. But yeah, we've been loving it. We've also been enjoying the snow. I know not everybody enjoys the snow, but coming from somewhere where it has never snowed unless there was like a freak storm in 1997, I enjoy it. It's snowing today. We went out thrifting because we had to go fix my husband's phone, which is previous video. But anyway, yeah, it's been fun. Now I'm gonna go in order in my camera roll. I'm gonna start with the questions from YouTube. I pulled that from my Instagram story. I just felt like it would be funny if I made that the first question to kind of give you guys a recap, but I'm gonna go in order as they appeared on the YouTube tab, and then we're gonna go to Instagram. Okay, so first of all, Kim asked me, what's your fave outfit that you created or curated? What's your most favorite part of the process of creating? That is really difficult. So I have a couple of videos with some of my favorite outfits. I don't know if I can pick a favorite outfit, to be honest. When it comes to like everyday outfits, anything with like this shirt, this is one of my favorite shirts. I also really love the outfit that I created in my autumn, like all those outfits. But there was one outfit with my boohoo like tank top, and then I had my purple duster, like top duster, and then a purple skirt, which I bought here in Colorado. I love that outfit. I've been just loving purple lately. I'm becoming a purple person, so any outfits with purple. And what I love about the process is when you're creating outfits, I like to challenge myself to create something new that I haven't worn before, but with pieces I have worn, so wearing them in different ways. So I really like the creative stimulation you get from it and exercising that muscle, because sometimes we get like in the habit of wearing the same thing over and over again. Like I do that. I kind of rotate between the same 5 pairs of leggings and t-shirts. So taking the opportunity to put together outfits for you guys has been a joy, and then it makes my life easier when I'm going out and it does not seem appropriate to just wear my leggings and t-shirts, so I have to actually put effort. So I use my videos a lot to like pick out outfits. I'll like go through and be like, okay, what outfits did I create? That one. So it kind of creates a visual catalog for me to choose from. Would you ever do a meetup at the Carolina Renaissance Festival. I haven't been to that one yet, but I have like an ongoing list of Ren Fairs that I would like to go to once we get stable financially. We're still trying to find jobs and stuff here in Colorado, and it's been a little bit hard. Specifically for my husband, like I do a lot of side gigs. I do like video editing on the side in addition to my YouTube. I've been looking through Upwork trying to find new gigs and stuff, but when we have the ability to travel more, that is one of the ones that I want to do. And any Ren Fair that I go to, I'm going to try to like let you guys know. So if you see me, you can say hi, but I will think about like putting together an actual like set time to meet up. I just don't want to like be disruptive at the fair if a lot of y'all show up. So I don't know if I would want to do like an RSVP thing. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so favorite part of doing YouTube / attending Ren Fairs. I don't know, I love the flexibility and the freedom that comes with being a creator. It requires a lot of discipline, and then I love Ren Fair content because I'm already like, I don't know, it forces me to be creative in the moment, but also take things in. And I love going to Ren Fair, so knowing that I'm going to be vlogging is like a really good excuse to go. And then it's a write-off.
That's a write-off.
I mean, I don't make a lot of money from the YouTube videos. They're probably my biggest earners because people have been discovering them even years after, but also I love making them, especially with my new camera setup and like my lens filters. I had a blast at the NorCal Ren Fair, and I'm so excited to shoot at the Colorado Renaissance Fair this year. I really want to get really creative with visual storytelling and getting really cool shots, if that makes sense. I can geek out about that for hours, so I'm just gonna move on from that. The same person asked, fave project you've ever done. I would say my flower fairy hat is one of my favorites. I do like the wings that I made, but I think my favorite thing I've ever made so far is the hat. I also loved my acorn hat. That turned out so cute, but I don't think anything's really topped the flower fairy hat, and I am thinking about making a digital pattern that you guys can download because I'm trying to find ways to monetize but make it cheap and accessible for you guys. So probably just be like a couple bucks on Gumroad or another place where you can download. But then I really would love to reshoot like a proper tutorial to then make downloadable like step-by-step detailed tutorial with the pattern. Going back to it being my favorite project, that's why I would love to invest the time into making it a pattern that you can use to cut out and a in-depth tutorial. New Year's resolutions. Okay, so again, this call to questions was sent out in December. So people were thinking about New Year's resolutions and goals. I definitely want to be more consistent with my content creation. To a certain extent, I have been with YouTube. YouTube has been the most consistent thing in my life for the past 3 years, but I would like to start pushing myself to do more creatively this year. I think in like 2022, 2023, I was really creative and like was able to do like photos, short form content, and YouTube. And I want to get back into that, which this is the perfect place to do that. There's a lot of creators, and once things start warming up, it's going to be beautiful here. There's like castles and forests, mountains, and just a lot of cool stuff. So that's one of my goals. And then things you're most excited for in 2025, kind of same. Creating. Challenging myself creatively, and Ren Fair. Next, I was wondering if you have any thrifting tips / techniques that you've picked up along the years. Maybe something you didn't used to utilize, but now that you do it, it speeds up the shopping process, helps you find more specific dream items, etc. So I think it really depends on the person, what works for you. I know some people that find amazing things who literally go through every single item on the rack when it comes to clothing. I used to do that, especially when I was discovering my personal style and I didn't really know what I liked. I think that if you're at that point where you're just trying to figure out what you want, definitely go through every item and then just pick up anything that interests you or intrigues you that you think has potential. If you have access to a fitting room or a mirror to try things on, and then just try a bunch of crap on. I used to take cartfuls into the fitting room, not into, but I would cycle it. I wasn't a jerk. I didn't bring a whole mountain of stuff into the singular fitting room, but you get what I mean. Park outside and go through. But I used to do that, and that really helped me figure out what I liked. And what I've liked has changed over the years, don't get me wrong. I've now developed a more keen eye for what I am looking for. So having like my Pinterest board, my thrift inspirations, my fashion inspirations, so that now I'm a scanner. So I will look through the rack and I will look for colors, textures, prints that pop out to me, and then I'll look at it, and sometimes I'll look like around it. So I kind of have an idea, especially when a thrift store is organized by color, that really helps. But again, not everyone's a scanner. You can also sometimes rifle through and feel for textures and fabric weight, because you can really tell by the feel of it if it's a cheap fabric or not. And don't tell me you don't know, that you don't have the experience. You figure it out over the years. So start figuring that out now. Develop that feel for it. But that's when it comes to clothes. When it comes to housewares, again, it's just about luck, honestly, and knowing what you like. You might have to go through a point where you're experimenting with different decor pieces and like really switch things out. I would recommend having like a Poshmark on the side or a Depop, so that you can have like a regular flow of things that are coming in and out, so you're not having to like redonate it. But anyway, I hope that's helpful. I don't know if that was helpful, but those are my opinions on that matter. Show us a dream item, clothing or homeware, that you'd love to thrift. I mean, I did make a video about my different thrift dreamies recently, so if you want a more in-depth answer, go ahead and check that video out. But in general, I'm looking for a lot of whimsigoth or very fantasy core-esque items. Right now, I really need good furniture because we got rid of most of our furniture. So if I found like really cool ornate pieces, that would be nice, but also a wall tapestry with one of the medieval motifs, one of the medieval illustrations would be amazing. Now, it's not necessarily a thrift thing, but there is a booth at the Colorado Renaissance Fair that's all like tapestry stuff. So they've got pillows, wall hangings, and other things. And I would really love to be able to afford to buy stuff from there, especially if it's like a big tapestry. I don't know if I have the wall space for it yet, but if I were to thrift that would be freaking amazing. Saf also asked, Sonaflora has recently done 2 collabs with 2 loved whimsical redheads. Are you the third? I wish. Sonaflora, if you're watching this, or email me. Now, I feel bad because they did send me a dress in December right before we moved, and it's in the garage buried somewhere and I haven't styled it. So do not worry, besties. I will be digging that out as soon as we're able to, and I will be styling it. It is one of the Carmen dresses, I believe. I have the same dress and the same fit and all that in the brown checkers, and I absolutely love it. So I got this one, I believe, in the sage or olive color, and I love green, so I've been really excited to style it. I just can't find it. I think I know where it is, but I'm scared to go in there alone because it's a mess. But yeah, it's on the floor. We can make a dark fantasy collection together. Saf also asks, what's an old mid-2000s YouTube challenge trend that you low-key wish was still a thing? Yeah, so I was a child of the early YouTubes, or I was a teenager, so I remember a lot from that time. Does anyone remember collab channels where like everyone would upload on a specific day? I remember there was Vlog Candy. Back then, people just used their webcams to film videos, or their laptops, or they had like little point-and-shoot cameras that they filmed content on. It was very low-key, very low budget, not much editing, and it was adorable, and I love that. And then some of these same people would do like 20 random things in my room, and they would do a montage of showing random things from the room. I did one of those. I never posted it. I had a lot of like videos that I made back in that day that I never posted, and then later I started posting videos, and then I deleted my channel. I have a whole video planned of me watching my old videos from like 2012 and 2010 and all that. Unfortunately, some of the videos got corrupted, so I only have access to like a little bit, little clips here and there, but if you guys want to see baby Scotty, time to make a video. My hair is being funky. I kind of wish that, you know, instead of making minimum wage at a retail job, I could just make YouTube videos for a living. And then I wouldn't have to put on pants. Obvious plus. Kate Wilson says, what is the best thing about doing YouTube full-time and what is the hardest thing about it? Well, the best thing is having time to yourself and being able to make your own schedule. The worst thing about it is that right now, as it stands with my channel size and the amount of views I get, I don't make enough to sustain a living. So that's why I do a lot of side hustles, like little side projects and stuff, and I do sponsorships and I do stuff on like Instagram and TikTok and all of that. I still don't make jack squat, but I love it because it's creatively fulfilling. So I like that. And I love the community as well. Like the community that we have, it's so wholesome. If you don't believe me, check out one of my lives and check out the chat. People be vibing and gassing each other up, and it's amazing. And it's very supportive, and we're very pro mental health and taking care of your brain and yourself. But yeah, someday I will make enough money to not have to do lots of side hustles and side jobs. That would be great. But you know, for now, I love what I do. Even if it's not like profitable, who cares? I'm having fun, and y'all are having fun with me. Okay, so we have quite a few questions here from Aqua. Sorry if these are things you've already covered, but still trying to get time to watch all your videos. Did you ever hesitate to buy something from the thrift store or elsewhere, or grab a free thing? Regret it, go back to get it, only to find it gone? If so, what was it? Not restockable items. Yes, so there was a Whimsical candle holder that I didn't grab I think two videos ago, or the first thrift with me in Colorado. I have thought about that since then, and I regret it. There was also a black dress I didn't grab because I was afraid it wasn't gonna fit. I could have done something with it. Thrift flipped it, let it out if it was too big. And I did go to that store today and they didn't have it. I will have to get back to you on if there was anything else. That's just coming to mind because that was the most recent thing. I mean, I would say that eventually you do get over your thrift regrets unless it's something that's super rare. I have in the past regretted things, but again, after a while, I just kind of forget about it and you get over it. And then, let's see. Do you change your strategy when thrifting with family, spouses, or friends? Find fun things with them you might not have found on your own. Yeah, so when it comes to thrifting, I'm a chaotic thrifter. I kind of like bounce around and go wherever my focus and attention takes me. So I try to be a bit more organized when I'm with family and friends and actually like go concisely like around the aisles. I try to do that in general now anyways, especially when I'm vlogging, so that my videos will be cohesive and they'll actually like follow a line of progression. But it's hard because again, I'm like squirrel. I notice things and I pop around. I do sometimes tend to find more things with specific people. I used to joke that my mother-in-law was my good luck charm thrift partner. I unfortunately can't thrift with her anymore because we live in completely different states, but I mostly thrift with my husband now. And again, I used to just pop everywhere because he would just be in the car, but now he actually comes in with me since he likes the thrift stores here. Yeah, we try to stay organized, go from aisle to aisle, and go through everything thoroughly. And I think that has resulted in us finding more things because I haven't skipped over and I've been a lot more thoughtful and mindful as I'm thrifting, if that makes sense. But other than that, I just vibe, man. It's really hard to put into words my methods besides what I put into words earlier. How long has that bag/bags of donations been sitting in your car, trunk, house, etc.? Does it keep growing and keep waiting until you stop finding more things to get rid of? Yeah, so before we moved, I had several different hoards of things I was cleaning out, and it did take several months to actually take it to the thrift store, or we would go to the thrift store and then forget it. And then we would put it in the trunk and it would roll around. But since we just moved, we haven't had that issue. We haven't really had much to donate. A, because we got rid of a lot of stuff, and B, most of the things that aren't essentials are in the garage. But yeah, I'm definitely guilty of that for sure. That'll probably happen when we move into a house. I'm probably gonna go through my stuff again, and it's probably gonna take me forever to take things to the thrift store. So if that is you, if you do that, you are not alone. And this is also Aqua. Any new crafts you plan to try in 2025 or wish you could but can't due to cost/space, need to craft or store supplies/time, all perfectly reasonable reasons. Yes, I have several crafts that I would like to work on. I did some fairy shoes a couple years ago, and I would like to DIY some boots or more comfortable shoes that I can actually wear at the Ren Fair. Right now, the shoes that I DIY'd for the fairy core outfits aren't comfortable enough to wear to Ren Fairs. So if I could find a nice plain pair of shoes or boots that can be customized and made to look fairy core or Renaissance-esque, but are also comfortable and won't make my feet hurt, because if my feet hurt at the Ren Fair, I'm done, man. Just pick me up and take me back to the car. So that is my main goal for DIYs. I also want to actually get into more sewing. I know I keep teasing that I'm gonna do it and then I don't, but if we find a good place with a lot of space, I would love to set up an actual sewing area. And then I have a friend who sews, so like actual like Ren Fair garb. So I would love to get together and do like sewing parties and stuff. So that would be great, but all that is contingent on whether or not we have space. But hopefully we do. No wood to knock on within arm distance. What is your dream collaboration? Well, if Sonaflora wants to hit me up, that'd be great. I mean, besides like actual brand placements and just styling pieces that are sent to me, I mean like actually collaborating in designing stuff. That would be amazing. Some of you guys asked me about merch and stuff during my live, and that is something that is definitely on my mind, on my noggin. I have some friends that are involved in doing like custom fashion lines and stuff, so I would love if one of them wants to work with me. Knock thrice. Lady Happy? Maybe in a few months though. Give me time to move and get settled first. But yeah, that would be great. I would love to do like custom fantasy inspired clothing or accessories. I might try to drop some designs for my merch shop. Merch plug down below. Right now we just have the thrifty raccoon, but I do have some other designs I'd love to make. I just got to get back into art. That's another goal for 2025. Get more into art. Draw again. Guess who's a dummy and couldn't find their dummy battery and has to rely on half-charged batteries? This guy. Okay, where were we? Oh yes, the pit of despair. Have you considered LARPing like Beakeline? Yes, that is on my list. I would love to do Beakeline. For those of you who don't know, Beakeline is like a huge LARP that happens, I believe, in Canada. But I need to get my passport, which I started to do before we moved, and it didn't work out because moving and all that. But I'm gonna try to make an appointment, get my passport so I can go to ye old Canada. I don't know why I did that. Because I have friends in Canada and I would love to meet them and go to LARPs. I'm also a little bit scared of LARP because I don't know how like seriously people take it and if they break character. And I'm also really bad at camping because I have a lot of needs because sensory problems. So I don't know if I'd be able to camp out. So that might disqualify me because I think you have to camp out for Beakeline, but maybe I'm wrong. Y'all can educate me in the comments section because that actually helps my reach when people blow up the comments. I love it. Top 3 state Renaissance fair you want to try and top 3 shops for Renaissance attire. So my top 3 Renaissance fairs I want to try. Sorry, you can hear Poppy itching herself. So I believe the Carolina Fair was on the table, and Texas I hear is a really big fair. I heard it's not as the vibe as it used to be because it's so big. And then let's see, other one. Ohio, I believe, has one. I specifically have the Ohio one on my list because A, some of y'all have requested it, but also it's after the Colorado Renaissance Fair ends. I believe it goes from early September until October. I'll have to look up the specific dates and maybe put them on the screen, but I want to try that. And I've also never been to Ohio, so I specifically want to go to states that I've never been to, and I haven't been to most of them. Your girl is sheltered. And then top 3 shops for Renaissance attire. I'm a little bit biased because Costa Real has sent me a lot of crap and I absolutely love their crap. It's my favorite crap. I also know that a great one-stop shop to get stuff is Medieval Collectibles. They also have armor. They have like all the attire. So if you're looking to put together a full-on look, that is a great place to get stuff. And then another place is French Meadows. I don't have any pieces from French Meadows, but I am connected to her on social media, and I know that a lot of creators have French Meadows pieces. I know her corsets are really expensive, especially since they're handmade, but I think she recently switched over to some manufactured corset pieces, which helped drive the cost down. And then she also has like some skirts, dresses, accessories. I actually really want to get her bloomers because I want to style them in everyday outfits. I really love like the green ones, the black ones, and I might get the white ones and dye them because I don't really wear white because I stain stuff. Maybe I will dye them a dark purple, but yeah, those are some places to check out. So Costa Real, Medieval Collectibles, and French Meadows. Definitely check out the new lines of corsets because they're a lot more affordable. Still in the hundreds, but not in the 300s. Ava says, what is your favorite mythical being / creature? Obviously, I love dragons. I think they're so cute. And I know that sounds silly to say that I think dragons are cute, but they're cute. They're adorable. But let's see. Obviously, I love fairies and elves. Am I basic when it comes to mythical creatures? Y'all, I'm basic. Tell me down below what your favorite mythical creatures are, fantasy creatures, and I'm just gonna start looking up creatures and revising my list a bit. Educate me on that as well. And then, what would be your dream job if you weren't a YouTuber? This is a really good question and is going to take some amount of soul searching. I used to be in customer service, so I know that like one-on-one interaction with a lot of people really drains me, which is why I like just sitting in my room room alone yapping to a camera, but I still have a drive to help people and inspire people, which again, I get to do through YouTube, through like doing little whimsical crap, but I would like to be a lot more direct in being able to help people. So I've thought about like, maybe I'd like to be some sort of counselor, life coach. If I had the time and monies, I would go to school for like psychology or therapy of some sort. I've always been called the therapy friend because, I don't know, I guess I just have the face where people feel like they can talk to me and tell me about their problems, and I don't know, I've been told I'm a good listener. So I don't know, and I do have a really big interest. It's one of my special interests, psychology and the mind and personal development, amongst other things. So I can go on and on about this. I talked about this a bit on my live. So if you guys ever want to just sit and chat with me and ask me some of these questions and have more of a candid, less edited response, make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell. So when I go live or I announce I'm gonna be going live, you can be in the know. Also follow me on Instagram because I will a lot of times send out a little blast on my like, what is it called, the broadcast channel, and on my stories. But I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna be up to that. So, do you play video games? And if so, what are your favorites? So I'm a bit of a baby gamer. I prefer the cozy games because I die easily and I also get stressed out easily. So if there's a lot of pressure. So my husband and I have been playing Fable 3, and being player 2 has been a lot of load off me because he goes in head first to the enemies and I stay in the back and I'm like his sniper. But even with that, like the majority of the game is pretty easy. I haven't died once, but the DLC has proven to be a bit more challenging. But for the most part, it's a pretty chill game. It's fantasy, steampunk, love it. I also have been playing Fae Farm, which is like a cozy farm sim, kind of like Animal Crossing mixed with Zelda. It's also very much like Stardew Valley, although I haven't played Stardew Valley. Y'all have been suggesting that to me and I know about it and I know I'm gonna get obsessed if I play it. So I'm trying to finish my other games first. My husband did get me Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, and I haven't played them yet. I did watch him play Let's Go Pikachu and it looks so cute. So anything that's like chill, not a lot of pressure, you can decorate, customize your character, I love it. But other than that, I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to video games. I like Animal Crossing. Tips on making closet and home more aligned to an aesthetic. I would say collecting slowly and not pressuring yourself to transform something all in one day or even all in one week is really nice, because when you're able to kind of collect here and there and curate here and there, you end up with a more cohesive and more unique style. Like, whereas you'll see people who do like the all-in-one like room makeover where they just go out and buy things that day, you end up having to make a lot of exceptions and settle a lot. And then I used to be super into the room makeover genre of stuff, but as my taste has changed, they're a bit too minimal for me and a little less lived in. So if you're like me and you like things to be a bit more super curated, just give yourself time to collect things here and there and figure out what you like. Do a lot of browsing, pin a lot of pins on Pinterest to kind of get like a vibe going, and don't try to follow things one to one like exactly from your Pinterest board, but use it kind of like as inspo to kind of get your creative juices flowing. And then when you go out and thrift or go out to like Home Goods, kind of like take note of colors, textures, themes, motifs, and then also think about how you can modify things, how you can paint it, weather it, reupholster, hot glue crap on, you know, just kind of like have that mental Rolodex going of different ideas and things that you'd like to do as you're going out and thrifting. And then as you see stuff, try to see the potential in the thing and not like, I'm just gonna set this here. But what can you do with it? How can you modify it? I hope that helps. Probably not. I'm one of those people where I explain things better when I'm doing and demonstrating. So there will be more decorating and organizing in the future. So I'll be able to help you out with that more when that comes around. How do you keep your bangs looking so amazing one day without washing? And I'm Lydia Dietz. Well, fun fact, you can actually wash just your bangs. I do that all the time actually, because like when your bangs are on your forehead and if you're like oily on your face, it does make your bangs get oily quicker than the rest of your hair. So even if I don't full on wash my bangs, I have a cowlick and a widow's peak. So like when I wake up, sometimes my bangs are like, no amount of like curling and straightening will fix them. So I have to re-wet them anyways. And then blow dry, I go this way, that way, down, and then like blast it, and you just keep repeating that pattern until your bangs are dry. It helps them to lay more forward. But if your bangs are oily when you wake up, just get like a tiny bit of shampoo, like wet your bangs in the sink, tiny bit of shampoo, wash them, rinse them out, and then blow dry in that fashion, and you should be good. And if you have to do that every day, do it every day and make it part of your routine. But other than that, you could also use dry shampoo. Now, I don't like the aerosol dry shampoo. I use arrowroot powder. I just get a bit on a brush and like brush it through, and you like really work it in, and then you just like keep brushing until you don't have that white cast anymore. And it really helps to absorb that excess oil, which is great if you don't have time to wash and blow dry your bangs. Would you dye your hair a different color besides the red range? I have actually been thinking about it. I don't want to do anything too crazy, but also too boring. So I would never go brunette or blonde. I look terrible as a blonde, in my opinion. Other people have told me I look great with blonde hair, like when I've worn blonde wigs for photo shoots, but I don't like it. I like darker hair. So I've considered getting like maybe a burgundy, which is still kind of a red, but more leaning towards purple, like from Overtone, and just trying it out, just going over my hair, because I do prefer myself with darker hair, because I am more of a medium contrast. So I feel like the dark hair looks good on me because I have like dark eyebrows, I have darker eyes. They're hazel. They're medium toned eyes. I don't have light eyes. So yeah, I have thought about it. I just need to wait until we have more money and I can shell out some money for some Overtone, or maybe if they want to send me more PR, because they sent me a bunch of red. That's why I did a bunch of reds. I mean, I've always been red, but I went over it with the Overtone last year, and it's amazing. Made my hair super soft and vibrant. So I would like to try the burgundy or purple over my red and have fun with that. And the great thing is, if it looks like crap, you can wash it out. It does not last that long. Will you do more lives? And then they said, I'm glad you feel better. This was back when I was sick. Yes, so I did one last week, and I do want to do more because I have so much fun with you guys. We have a blast, and I didn't want to get off. And I didn't realize it had been 3 hours and 18 minutes. I will let you guys know, but if I'm not busy on Friday, I will try to do one, but I'm not sure. I'm actually filming this, and this is going to be posted next week. So chronologically, this is weird, but yes. And then my husband said, wow, how did you get to be so damn cute? Being myself. And then Scribblebug said, do you have a P.O. box to send fan mail to? I plan on getting one. It's just since we don't know where our permanent home is going to be, I didn't really know where to set up a P.O. box geographically, because I didn't want to get one and then we end up finding a house like really far away. So I have waited. It's also really expensive to maintain those monthly, unless you commit to like a year or two. So we'll see. I do want to get one because y'all have been asking, and I want to like establish like a pen pal situation maybe with my patrons and my channel members. If y'all would be interested in that, let me know. That would be fun. And then Scribblebug also asked, what plans and projects are you looking forward to in 2025? We kind of covered this, but besides that, more outfits for Ren Fair, more Ren Fair content, and I do want to make some more short form videos like I used to do on TikTok, doing different stylings and stuff. It's just, again, I have to get my outfit set up in the new house. But yeah, I'm excited for that. And who knows, maybe I'll come up with some new project ideas. Have you read the Lord of the Rings books, and who is your favorite Lord of the Rings character? I have not read them in their entirety. I'm kind of a fake fan, as they say. No, but I've listened to a lot of the audiobooks. It's just I have to like actually sit down and read it. I have 2 different versions on Audible. I have the one with what's his face? Oh God. Of course, now that I'm trying to say his name, I can't remember. Editing Scotty, help me out here. And then I have the normal version. I got the normal version first, and then I was like, wait a damn minute. There's another version, the better version. And yeah, so I've listened to a lot of that. I just haven't finished it. And I also now have really good copies of the books, but I'm probably going to use my paperbacks because I have paperbacks and then I have another hardback. So I will not be a fake fan for long. And then, what is your favorite piece of clothing that you own? This is one of my favorite tops. I wear it all the time. I just haven't worn it that much because it's been like wintry, and going outside like this is without sleeves, it's hard. I also recently got one of my dream coats, which I'm going to be testing out very soon after I get it cleaned. And my purple duster, which I mentioned earlier, is one of my wardrobe staples that I love. And right now I can't think of anything else because everything's in storage. But any of my bell sleeve tops, honestly, that make me feel like a magical mage, princess, person, puppies. Like, are we done yet? Are we done yet? Almost. Favorite whimsical activities in the Ren Fair off season? I'm feeling so bummed since it ended. I know, same, bestie, same. I mean, thrifting is a really big one for me when I'm not at the Ren Fair, which is probably a problem because I spend too much damn money. But I actually need to thrift right now for a house, so. And I monetize it. But, I don't know. I don't know if D&D is something that you'd be into. I have been wanting to get into it. I just haven't found a group, but there's a lot more people in this area that do it. So getting together with people of like mind who are also creative and also love fantasy and kind of coming up with your own story and doing like a tabletop, even if it's a one shot, is really fun because it gets you creative. It gets you with people that the type of people that go to Ren Fairs. So if you're able to like put together a group, that is nice. If not, I heard Baldur's Gate is fun. I've never played it, but I heard it's fun. And it kind of has that similar vibe because it's D&D essentially. So video games, sitting in my house in a blanket and reading books. And then Dragons of Aura says, what advice do you have for someone who is starting to dress in a fantasy type clothing? I would say it depends on your comfort level. If you're just dipping your toe in, kind of go slow, implement different details like one at a time and see what you're comfortable with. I don't know if that's what you're looking for or if you're also looking for like where to find clothes, how to style things. I do have a few videos on that if you haven't seen them. Chances are if you're on this channel, you've already seen them, but I will be making more videos on that. I don't know if I can really go in depth in this question answer setting, but yeah, if you're just dipping your toe in, you're trying to gain confidence, just trying to figure it out, just find different details and elements that you want to slowly start to implement into your outfits, whether that be accessories, jewelry, maybe graphic t-shirts with your favorite like fantasy fandoms like D&D or Lord of the Rings and things like that. If you have a preferred color palette that skews more fantasy, maybe go with that, but choose like normal street clothes and then like add again accessories and things that have motifs of fantasy elements like dragons, knights, maybe D&D dice, swords, bows and arrows, things like that. There are some really cool Etsy shops that have t-shirts of like Lord of the Rings. They also have like pre-Raphaelite art. There's a lot of pre-Raphaelite art that has like knights and princesses and things like that. There's a few paintings that are my favorites. So finding cool ways of introducing those elements without it being too fantasy, if you're still not comfortable, is a tip. If you are not willing to go all out and wear a freaking tiara, it's still in the package. I need to film a video for that. They sent me these. I hope that helps. I don't know if that helps. I never know if my advice helps. I'm sorry. To address the elephant in the room, this was not an official question y'all asked me in the actual Q&A portion. This was just something that a lot of you guys commented on my previous video. No, I am not pregnant. I know I was talking about babies a lot and nurseries. It is just something that is on my mind because I am 32 going on 33 and my biological clock is ticking. Though I love my fur babies, I'm finally in a place where I wouldn't mind having an actual baby. And if you're wondering, Scotty, are you gonna be one of those annoying mommy bloggers that only post about their kid after you have a baby? Are you going to be monetizing and taking advantage of your child? No. Once it happens and I'm like pregnant and I'm making announcements, we'll have a full-on chat about that, but I have some words, I have some opinions about mommy bloggers and people who exploit their children. Not that there won't be children adjacent-esque content like some DIYs and sewing and decorating, but I will not be showing my children on social media. I will be protecting their privacy and I will not be exploiting them for money, even though mommy bloggers and family bloggers do numbers on the internet. For some very specific and alarming reasons, that won't be me. I will be talking about motherhood, I will be doing all the DIYs, but the vibe of this channel will remain. Again, we'll address this again when the time comes, but I wanted to throw that out there in case anyone was concerned when I started talking about having kiddos. Like, we'll be having frank chats. We'll be talking about parenthood. I will not be showing especially with all the PDF files everywhere and AI. Hell no. There will be some like blocking of the face, because obviously my kids are probably gonna pop in like, hey man, you know, in my videos. You can't avoid it, especially if we take them to Ren Fairs, but it will not be something that I go out of my way to do, and I will do my best to protect them. Right, Poppy? Are you gonna protect your human siblings? You're gonna be a good big sister, huh? If you think it's cringe to call your fur baby the sibling of your human children, I'm sorry. If that's the most pressing issue that you're dealing with, you must have a really good life. Either that, you're really miserable and care too much about strangers on the internet. So anyways, that is all the questions, and I can smell dinner cooking. My husband is very sweet and he cooked dinner while I was filming this. Love you, honey. I know you're gonna watch this. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you pop a like onto it. Make sure you subscribe if you are not subscribed. Hit the bell notification if you'd like to see more videos from me, and also maybe chit chat with me on lives. I already mentioned that, but you know, you never know. Maybe you skipped through that. Skipped through that part. Also, a big thank you to my channel members and my patrons. For those of you who don't know, I do have those open. They're not mandatory to enjoy my channel, but if you would like to watch videos on Patreon without ads, I am uploading my backlog and all of my new videos on there. And then for channel members and for patrons, you do get access to my videos a little bit early and all of that stuff. And you get the satisfaction of knowing that you are helping feed me and Poppy, who's over here out of frame. Come here. You're so cute. So I love you guys so much. I really hope you enjoyed this. I already said that. Okay, bye. Bye. Say bye, Poppy. Say bye. Bye.